So I'm gonna just real quick read the introduction of the book, and then I'll talk about another reason that she wrote the book, and I
Please
don't
do.
know how much I'll have to, but
Please.
we'll just go ahead and do this anyway. In the second millennium BC, while the Elam nation was developing a civilization alongside Babylon, Indo-European invaders gave their name to the immense Iranian plateau where they settled. The word Iran was derived from Aryan Vahio, which means the origin of the Aryans. These people were semi-nomads, whose descendants were the Medes and the Persians. The Medes founded the first Iranian nation in the 7th century BC. It was later destroyed by Cyrus the Great. He established what became one of the largest empires of the ancient world, the Persian Empire, in the 6th century BC. Iran was referred to as Persia, its Greek name, until 1935, when Reza Shah, the father of the last Shah of Iran, asked everyone to call the country Iran. Iran was rich because of its wealth and its geographic location. It invited attacks from Alexander the Great, from its Arab neighbors to the west, from Turkish and Mongolian conquerors. Iran was often subject to foreign domination, yet the Persian language and culture withstood these invasions. The invaders assimilated into this strong culture, and in some ways they became Iranians themselves. In the 20th century, Iran entered a new phase. Reza Shah decided to modernize and westernize the country, but, meanwhile, a fresh source of wealth was discovered: oil. And with the oil came another invasion. The West, particularly Great Britain, wielded a strong influence on the Iranian economy during the Second World War. The British, Soviets, and Americans asked Reza Shah to ally himself with them against Germany. But Reza Shah, who sympathized with the Germans, declared Iran a neutral zone, so the Allies invaded and occupied Iran. Reza Shah was sent into exile and was succeeded by his son Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, who was known simply as the Shah. In 1951, Mohammad Mossadegh, then Prime Minister of Iran, nationalized the oil industry. In retaliation, Great Britain organized an embargo on all exports of oil from Iran. In 1953, the CIA, with help of British intelligence, organized a coup against him. Mossad was overthrown, and the Shah, who had earlier escaped from the country, returned to power. The Shah stayed on the throne until 1979, when he fled Iran to escape the Islamic Revolution. Since then, this old and great civilization has been discussed mostly in connection with fundamentalism, fanaticism, and terrorism. As an Iranian who has lived more than half of my life in Iran, I know that this image is far from the truth. This is why writing Persepolis was so important to me. I believe that an entire nation should not be judged by the wrongdoings of a few extremists. I also don't want those Iranians who lost their lives in prisons defending freedom, who died in the war against Iraq, who suffered under various repressive regimes, or who were forced to leave their families and flee their homeland to be forgotten. One can forgive, but one should never forget.